All right, you. Let's talk about that question that keeps popping up, maybe whispered in the gym locker room. Could your creatine, your go-to supplement, actually be costing you your hair?
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's this rumor that's just, spread everywhere, and it really all comes down to one single kind of controversial study.
Yeah, just one.
So today we're putting on our deep dive hats. We're going into all the evidence, trying to figure this whole thing out.
Exactly. Our mission today, cut through that noise, look at the actual science trail, establish what we really know about creatine and hair loss.
Way beyond just that one paper that kind of kicked this all off.
Far beyond it.
Okay, so to really get this, to untangle the creatine thing, we first need to understand, the basics of hair loss itself. What's actually happening?
Yeah, that's crucial. It's not just background noise. It helps us see why the creatine link is, well, flawed.
So let's start there. What actually causes androgenetic alopecia? Pattern baldness.
Okay, so fundamentally it's genetic. Mostly it's genetic. Think of it like your hair follicles. Some people's are just genetically programmed to be sensitive.
Sensitive to what?
To dihydrotestosterone, DHT. It's a hormone.
Right.
And there's this enzyme, 5-alpha reductase. Its job is to convert some of your testosterone into DHT.
Ah, okay. So T becomes DHT.
Exactly. And for those follicles that are genetically sensitive, DHT is bad news. It slowly shrinks them, miniaturizes them over time.
So the hair gets finer, shorter.
Until maybe it stops growing altogether. Yeah.
So wait, the critical thing here is it's not necessarily about having super high testosterone levels in your blood.
No, precisely.
Yeah.
That's a huge misconception. It's all about how those specific follicles on your scalp react to the DHT that is present, even if it's at normal levels.
Because of their genetic programming.
Exactly. Your overall hormone levels could be perfectly normal, textbook even, and you could still experience pattern hair loss if you have that genetic sensitivity.
That's a really key distinction. Okay, so now let's bring in the creatine. This is where it gets interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
This whole scare basically started from one study back in 2009, Vander Merwe et al., I think. What did that study actually find? Or claim to find?
Right, that's the one. Okay, so they took 20 rugby players,
Yeah.
young guys. They gave them creatine, like a loading phase for 7 days, then a maintenance dose.
Okay.
And they measured hormone levels. They reported about a 56% increase in serum DHT, so DHT in the blood, after that first week.
56%. That sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot, but here are two massive caveats. First, those levels, even after the increase, stayed well within the normal physiological range for young men.
Oh, okay. So higher, but still normal.
Still normal.
Yeah.
And second, and this is the absolute kicker, the study never measured hair loss. Not at all.
Wait, really? They didn't look at their hair?
Nope. They looked at a blood marker, DHT, which fluctuated within a normal range. They made zero observations about hair thinning, shedding, follicle health, nothing.
Wow. Okay. So one study finds a temporary bump in a hormone within normal limits, doesn't measure hair loss, and that's the source.
That's pretty much the source of the entire global panic, yeah? And crucially, in the 15 years since then, that specific finding, it's never been replicated.
Never.
Not once. And people have looked. There have been, I think, 12 subsequent randomized controlled trials looking at creatine and testosterone levels, both total and free testosterone, which is the precursor to DHT.
And what did they find?
Nothing significant. No consistent significant impact on testosterone levels. And then, maybe most importantly, there was a big study just recently, 2024.
Okay.
This one was key because it measured both the hormones, including DHT, and actual hair health parameters over 12 weeks. Direct measurements.
Finally. And the result?
No significant changes in DHT or in hair loss metrics. Nothing.
So the science that followed basically debunked that initial worry.
Overwhelmingly, yes. The broader body of evidence just doesn't support the claim from that single 2009 paper.
Okay. Let's connect that back to the biology then. From, say, an endocrinologist's view. Why would a small temporary fluctuation in serum DHT, if it even happened consistently, not really matter for pattern baldness?
Right, because androgenetic alopecia, AGA, is a chronic lifelong condition driven by long-term genetic sensitivity. Think decades. A minor temporary blip in serum DHT, especially if it stays within normal ranges. It's just clinically insignificant for that kind of process.
Like a tiny wave hitting a giant seawall built by genetics.
That's a good analogy, yeah. These small, short-term fluctuations just aren't powerful enough to trigger or meaningfully speed up a process that's fundamentally coded into your DNA and plays out over years and years.
Okay, so the science seems really clear now. No link. Why then? Why does this myth just refuse to die? Why do so many people still believe it?
Well, that's where human psychology comes in, isn't it? It's likely confirmation bias, or what we sometimes call the post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy, basically blaming something that came before. Meaning, think about when AGA often starts to become noticeable. Late teens, early 20s, right?
That's typical.
And when do many young men start getting serious about lifting weights and maybe start taking creatine for the first time?
Same time frame. Late teens, early 20s.
Exactly. So someone starts creatine, and then a few months later, or maybe a year later, they notice their hair thinning, which was probably going to happen anyway because of their genetics.
But they connect the two events because they happen around the same time.
Precisely. I started creatine, then I started losing hair, therefore creatine caused it. It's an easy link to make, but it ignores the underlying genetic cause that was already there. Creatine just becomes a convenient scapegoat.
Right, like blaming new shoes for knee pain you were already developing.
Perfect example. The timing makes the link seem plausible, even when the actual cause is unrelated.
Okay, this is making so much more sense. So let's wrap this up. What's the bottom line for everyone listening? What are the clear takeaways?
The bottom line is, you can use creatine monohydrate with confidence. It's one of the most researched supplements ever, incredibly safe and effective for performance when used correctly.
And the standard doses?
Usually around 3 to 5 grams per day.
Yeah.
And no, based on the overwhelming scientific evidence, it does not cause hair loss or speed it up.
So if you are experiencing hair loss, what should you do? Forget the creatine myth and
look at the actual proven causes and treatments. Talk to a doctor or a dermatologist about things like finasteride or minoxidil. Those target the real mechanisms we talked about, the DHT sensitivity.
Focus on the science-backed solutions, not the myths.
Absolutely.
Okay. And for you, our listener, maybe a final thought to chew on. How many other health beliefs that we take for granted are maybe built on shaky ground? Perhaps just a single study never replicated that just sort of caught on?
That's a good question.
Always worth doing that deep dive, right? Questioning things.
Always.